Okay, so I've made a great orchestration or arrangement in Sibelius. Now what? In an ideal world, we send this to our performers, rehearse it, and then gather them together for a recording session. However, these days, that model of live recordings is becoming less and less common, and it's only partially due to the distancing brought about by COVID-19. Hopefully you know that Sibelius uses MIDI as its basis, and also to be able to play back what you have written. But the sound you hear from Sibelius depends hugely on what sounds you have installed on your computer. The basic or free version of Sibelius only plays back using the general MIDI playback configuration, the Microsoft GS Wavetable synth, which is a standard that was created to allow MIDI files to be transferred from one system to another and sound the same. But this built-in synth sounds pretty poor, so Sibelius has made their Sibelius Sounds package for the paid version of Sibelius. And that sounds a lot better. However, there is a whole industry around using MIDI to create realistic or effective audio in computers, mostly using a digital audio workstation, or DAW, like Cubase, which is what we'll be looking at today. So the first step is to access that MIDI file that Sibelius uses as its basis for playback. We can find that in the File menu, Export, MIDI. Make sure this is set to General MIDI, unless you have a specific MIDI playback device that you'll be using. There are many of these, each with their own standards and peculiarities, so it's good that Sibelius gives you options to optimize the transition. We also want a Type 1 MIDI file, which means that all of the instruments are kept on their own track. You also have the option to omit instruments that you have muted in the mixer, such as the click, or to include it. Click Export and save the file somewhere you can find it easily. Now we'll open up Cubase and create an empty project. There are some settings that you need to make sure of before importing the MIDI file. Go to File, Preferences, and find MIDI file. Then make sure that Ignore Master Track Events on Merge is deactivated, otherwise your tempo will not synchronize. Set your timeline to bars and beats and enable Snap. Then drag your MIDI file onto bar 1. Cubase will create a MIDI track for each instrument with all of the MIDI data on them, and a Helion Sonic SE module. Remember that these tracks are simply note-on and note-off messages, and it's the synth or sampler module that turns those messages into sound. This track with the title of the piece can be safely deleted with Shift and Delete. We also need to remove some extra MIDI data that Sibelius adds to select the instrument. Select one of your tracks, and then go to the MIDI menu and open List Editor. We need to remove the program change and these controller messages, which set volume, pan, reverb amount, and so on. If these remain, then each time you play the track from the beginning, it will reset any changes you've made to the instrument, volume, etc. You'll need to do this for each track you have. Now that the MIDI is inside Cubase, you can start customizing the sound you want. First, examine the routing of your tracks. This flute track is sending the MIDI information to the Helion Sonic SE over channel 2. Piano is on channel 1. And cello is on channel 3. I can use this button to edit the instrument, as Cubase calls the synth or sample module, which opens up Helion Sonic SE. From here, I can click on the arrow next to the instrument name to choose a different sample sound, since these default ones are not great. You can find groups of instruments to listen through by category. Or you can search for the sound you want in this box. You can also adjust the volume level, pan, and reverb amount in this module, which is convenient. If I want more detailed control over individual notes, I can double-click on any track to look at the MIDI data itself. Here I can see the notes on the piano roll. And at the bottom is each note's velocity, which is the strength of the sound. They're color-coded too, so that you can see at a glance which notes are louder or softer. You can adjust the velocity just by clicking a new point on the graph. You can also make notes longer or shorter. And if you really want complete control, there are other MIDI messages you can adjust, like expression, which is used for swells or other small dynamic changes, and modulation, which can adjust how quick the vibrato is. There are so many options that creating a great sounding track can easily take days of experimentation. There are also a great many sample libraries that can be purchased to get just the right sound you're looking for, from pop piano to orchestral strings and anything in between. In this way, many composers are able to customize the sound they create without ever using a microphone. These tools are also used to make mock-ups in the film industry, so that the film director has a good idea how the soundtrack will sound before they record the orchestra.